That's the verdict of Starport columnist Charlie Nicholas, who thinks referee Andrew Dallas is not as good as he thinks, rather than a cheat. Rangers were awarded 4 penalties against Saints, with some appearing to be very dubious decisions. But Nicholas doesn't believe anything sinister was up. He wrote in the Scottish Daily Star, "Don't give me this rubbish about Andrew Dallas and conspiracy theories. He certainly hasn't helped himself by awarding Rangers 4 penalties against St. Mirren, of which only one of them was the correct decision. But I am not here to kick Dallas up and down the street. All I would say is that he's not as good as he thinks he is. He is making bad decisions, which everybody does. The problem is that he seems to have been put on a pedestal by his SFA paymasters and being constantly patted on the back. That makes you stop listening because you think you are always right." Andrew had a shocker at Ibrox at the weekend, and he has had some other bad games this season. The problem is that he is not as good a referee as he thinks he is. He has to start listening and learning from his mistakes. He seems to be jumping into decisions rather than taking a second to catch his breath and weigh everything up. The SFA might actually do Andrew a favor by demoting him or taking him out of the limelight for a bit. He might see it as a kick in the teeth, but if a player doesn't perform, then he gets dropped. That is life. Sometimes it is easier to take somebody out of the firing line for their own good. His dad, Hugh, was never scared to make a big decision, and he could never be accused of being biased or a homer. We used to always get this nonsense that referees were either at chapel or in the lodge before a game. There are officials who maybe were Rangers or Celtic fans when they were younger, but their main priority now is refereeing. We used to play games against the refs when we were at Celtic. There were quite often referees we knew used to be Celtic fans, but that never stopped us arguing with them when they got decisions wrong. The truth is that our referees aren't the greatest, but they are trying their best, and that's all we can ask. Rangers return